Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
Such an honor to be here again.
Thank you. So I asked how many people have seen us before.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, there's some.
That's good.
And how many people are members of this church?
That's good too.
That's good, yeah. That, I remember last year when we were here, it's just a moving, no, I can't remember what it was called, but what you just said, Doug, was what do you call it?
It's called land acknowledgement.
Land acknowledgement. Yes, boy, I don't know if any of us had that when we were kids, and but every place we seem to go, they're doing that. So it's something. So
This is a timely song.
yeah, how could we not do this? I hear the drizzle of the rain. We've been out for about 10 days, so we're gonna get.
One Paul Simon, two Paul Simon.
April, come she will, when streams arrive and swelled with rain. May she will stay, resting in my arms again. June, she'll change her tune. In her restless walks, she'll prowl the night. July, she will fly, give no warning to her flight. August, die she must. The autumn wind blows chilly and cold. September, I'll remember. Love once new has now grown old.
Paul Simon, what a great
Yeah. So how many people remember that song? Oh, that's good. That's good. It's getting conflicting for us. We play retirement homes, and it's like, do you play something that modern, or do you go back further? And it's an interesting thing. So the other night, we had a 20-something-year-old come up and ask us for that song, and it was like wow, how is that possible? So it ends up, it was used on
Parks and
Recreation TV show. So the younger generation knows it.
But that's good, because that means the song lives on. And that's what we like to do. Pastor David, particularly David Tanelevich's songs, in the case of Mustard's Retreat.
So this is not the oldest song we do, but could be 17th century or so, English. Kind of
When they wrote naughty, ribald, nuanced songs. Just go ahead.
You'll learn not to listen to her. So, I like her eyes when the sun she rises early in the morning. And I like to hear them small birds singing, barely upon her lalum, and her eye for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In spring we sow, at the harvest mow, and that's how the seasons round they go. But of all the times, if choose I may, I go wrangling in the new mown hay. For I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. And I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lay, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. In winter when the sky is gray, we hedge and we ditch our time away. But in summer when the sun shines gay, we go wrangling in the new mown hay. For I like to rise when the sun she rises early in the morning. And I like to hear them small birds singing merrily upon their lay, and hurrah for the life of a country boy, and to ramble in the new mown hay. So this is the tail end of our tour. We went from Chicago to Milwaukee to Wabeno, Wisconsin, which is near Green Bay, up across the Sault Ste. Marie, and back down to here, and then we're in Luck tomorrow night, Luck, Wisconsin. So, yeah, it's
been wonderful.
Kind of a northern tour. So we're gonna, actually, that was a real folk song, and we're gonna do another one here. This is a song that seems appropriate to do here in Minnesota. It's called The Michigan Pines, but it's all about a lumberman's life and what it was like. Like, I come from Connecticut. There's a tune called the Siemens alphabet, where they take the alphabet and they put some kind of job or something, you know, for a seaman. So they did this with lumbermen here in Michigan. A for the X, A for the X, you very well know. C, B,
ABC, David.
A for the X, you very well know. B for the boys who used it just so. C for the chopping that makes the woods ring. D for the danger we always are in. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down. E for the echo that through the woods rang. F for that form in the head of our gang. G for the grindstone so often we turn. H for the handle so smoothly now worn. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down. I for the iron that marketh the pine. J for the jolly boys never behind. K for the keen edge our broad axes keep. L for the lice that keeps us from sleep. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down. M for the moss we stuff in our camps. N for the needle we use in our pants. O for the owl that hoots all the night. P for the pine that falls just right. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down. Q for the quarreling on which we thrive. R for the river we love so to drive. S for the sleigh so stout and strong. T for the team that hauls them along. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down. U for the underwear, flannel and red. V for the valley where we lie our dead. W the woods we leave each year. X stands for nothing a logger would hear. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down. Y for the yell when the timber comes down. Z for the zeal of the dances in town. When the ring of the lumberjack's piano is o'er, it's back to the forest we'll venture once more. When the Michigan pines come tumbling down, when the Michigan pines come down.
drive through these areas, and America's just so beautiful.
It's still winter in the UP.
Yeah.
We were up there in Sault Ste. Marie 2 days ago, and they said, yeah, we've had almost 200 inches of snow, and the seagulls have just come back. The seagulls actually migrated away from Sault Ste. Marie because the winter was so bad. So, but this is my father's family is Lithuanian, Eastern Europe, and this is a song about a minstrel. You know, I learned this a few years ago. I don't know why I didn't know it, but the loggers, they used to cut trees in the winter, and because you couldn't move them in the summer, you know, so you could. But I can't imagine being out in those temperatures and doing that. And that's also what this is a song that harkens back to the time before any kind of general media. Maybe there'd be a printed newspaper. It's a song about a minstrel. And yes, during the spring and the summer and early fall, he would be home with his family, you know, farming and getting in the crops, and then when November hit, it was time to start traveling. The wind before the first snow creeps down from the north. The land is quiet, waiting for the storm. A minstrel man picks up his bag and with his bear sets forth along the frozen road to Volgograd. He always comes at evening as the last shadows fall, welcoming and giving food and wine. And he'd tell them news and stories, and he'd sing them many songs of life beyond their knowing and their lives. Night alive like fire, starlight on the snow. The pines they roar like demons in the wind. But it's good alone and he likes the cold. It's the life he chose, being all but really no one's friend. But I know life like fire, starlight on the snow. The pines they roar like demons in the wind. But it's good alone and he likes the cold. It's the life he chose, being all but really no one's friend. The wind before the first snow creeps down from the north. The land is quiet, waiting for the storm. A minstrel man picks up his bag and with his bear sets forth along the frozen road to Volgograd.
Thank you so much. That's a span.
So we had a chance to go over to Lithuania back in 2011. And, you know, we lost track of the family that came over here. My grandparents came over in about 1910. And it was a big family, but we lost track of who was left in Lithuania around 1937, 1938. And didn't know if anybody was still there. But being Lithuanian, you know, we all come out of some heritage, and it matters. You know, it matters a lot to a lot of people. You know, where you came from, and you want to find the roots. So I was determined to see if I had any family left there after, you know, 70 years or so. And yes, I managed to find some. It was great. We'll tell you more about it. But it was we were on a flight that went to Helsinki, and then you changed planes and flew into Lithuania. Now, most of you probably know Helsinki is at the bottom of Finland, sticking into the Baltic Ocean. We got there, and they had an American language radio show on, and it was a morning DJ. It was about 6 in the morning. And you know what DJs can be like, AM DJs. Hi everybody, this is Sven. You're listening to Radio Helsinki from the Baltic to the Arctic. You know, just kind of going on. And he said, you know what? We know that we heard that it's really cold up north. In fact, we hear it's 50 degrees below zero. And we're going to find out if that's true. So in those days, he didn't have a cell phone. He looked in the phone book. He said, I'm going to pick somebody out of the phone book and give them a call and see if it's true. And so he called somebody and got an old lady and he said, hey, this is Sven from Radio Helsinki. She goes, hi, Sven. I mean, they all know Sven. And he said, yeah, we hear it's really cold. Can you tell us how cold it is for you? And she said, just a minute. I got to go look at the thermometer. And she went away, she came back, and she said, Sven, it's 15 degrees below zero. And he said, well, can you check again? I can't believe it. We heard that it's 50 degrees below zero. And she said, oh, you meant outside. You know, they didn't know how to take that in Richmond, Virginia. Yeah. US. You know, so this is a song wrote many years ago, back before Lithuania, but it's a song about, well, it's called Gather the Family. Gather the family, here we belong, and a welcome good stranger come in. Our voices together all singing one song, and it's here that the future begins. Our measure of worth's not in power or gold. The greatest truth comes from the heart. It's how to take care of the weak and the old. This is the place we can start. Gather the family, here we belong, and a welcome good stranger come in. Our voices together all singing one song, let's hear that the future begins. Our ancestors came from away, far away, from 1,000 traditions and kin. What we all share together as we stand here today, with a chance to start over again. Gather the family, here we belong, and welcome good stranger come in. Our voices together all singing one song, and it's here that the future begins. And so like the forest our roots hold the past, while our branches reach into the sky. Let our gifts to our children be family that lasts, and a future to which they can fly. Gather the family, here we belong, and welcome good stranger come in. Our voices together all singing one song, and it's here that the future begins. Susi Borgiani Shema, Chemu Suvieta, Sveiting the spray, Let Siena Dina, a tetas pra cidade.
Thank you. Yes, last verse in Lithuanian.
That's right, and so you're, let's do there's dance.
Okay.
There's your Lithuanian word for the day is ačiū, not ačiū, but ačiū, which is thank you in Lithuanian. So we were over in Wisconsin quite a bit. Does anybody know where Rhinelander is? It's kind of, it's like, I have to say, we've done thousands of shows, and every time I've asked audiences, does anybody know where Rhinelander is? Somebody always raises their hand. I don't know what that is. I mean, we know it, but that was on the first tour we ever did outside of Michigan. We were so excited. We had a big 3-day tour. It was Kenosha, La Crosse, first time we were on La Crosse, and the middle date was Rhinelander. And I was trying to be really responsible. The week before, I called up to advance the show, and they said, we've made a terrible mistake. We have booked you to play the night of the town's annual potluck and dance. And nobody's going to be at your show, not even the people putting it on. I mean, everybody goes to this potluck and dance. So I was crushed, and they said, they took pity on us, and they said, well, you can come play between the potluck and the dance, and we'll pass the hat. And I said, folk music touring, we'll take it, and we're glad of it. But, there was nothing to do.
50 years later, here we are, singing for the most beautiful people, it is such a rewarding 50 years to look back on.
Well, it was one of the moments that really made us realize that this is what we want to do, and that you are our audience of choice. We feel like you're all family. And even though, we may not have met you yet, we are tonight, and we're grateful. So this is a song that came out of that night in Rhinelander.
We tune because we care, the sound man cares. We tune because we care.
Back this time of year, guitars, remember, there used to be a tree.
It's a process. Meanwhile, this was
I better hurry.
You'll do anything to have me not do a joke. See?
There's a dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Good folks will watch the kids. We can't dance the way we did back when you were shy. I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you wear matched the flowers in your hair. There's a magic in the night with the moon shining so bright. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Floor back again, long-time lovers, best of friends, through the changes and years we have remained. And what was spark is now aglow, waiting only breath to blow, with the light kindled once again into a flame. Summer leans into the fall, full of stories to recall, apple wine and autumn wind. In company of friends, and let the music fine and sweet bring me into my heartbeat, and remember times we'll never see again. dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can't dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance we did. And that cotton dress you wear, matches the flowers in your hair. And there's a magic in the night, the moon shines so bright. Oh, won't you come along with me? So, I don't know how many people remember Greg Brown, ever saw Greg Brown. What a phenomenon he is. And we put this on our new album, and I called up Greg to see if it was okay. And he said, great. He's living in Iowa. He's retired from he was the musical director for Prairie Home Companion for quite a while, because Garrison could call him into the office and say, we need a song about this. And Greg could write it. I mean, Greg writes songs like breathing, you know, it's just, that's just a gift. So, I've got peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. There's a fruit cellar down below. Duck your head now, down you go. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. What with the snow, the economy and everything, I think I'll stay down here and eat until spring. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. Well, maybe you're weary, you don't give a damn. I bet you never taste your blackberry jam. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. When I go see my grandma, I gain a lot of weight. With her dear hand, she gives me plate after plate. She cans of the pickles, sweet and dill, cans of the songs of the whippoorwill, and the morning dew and the evening moon. And I've really gotta go see her pretty soon, 'cause these canned food you buy at the store, they ain't got the summer in them more. You bet Grandma, sure she bored. I'll take some more potatoes in the thunderstorm. Peaches on the shelf, potatoes in the bin. Supper's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars. So let those December winds billow and blow. I'm as warm as a July tomato. I've got peaches on the shelf, feels the beer. Summer's ready, everybody come on in now. Taste a little of the summer, you can taste a little of the summer. Taste a little of the summer, my grandma put it all in jars.
That was so swift, by the way. Very swift.
We're going to do a song by another friend of ours. Lives over by Rhinelander, actually.
Oh, yeah.
His name is Pat Wiley. Great musician, great songwriter, great performer. You know, as these days get increasingly tougher, you know, I think I've noticed that music is getting more and more regional and local because people can't afford to tour anymore, mostly, and which is great because there are so many great. I mean, you guys here in the Twin Cities have like
A lot of talent.
yeah, you could export some. As I said, there's so much good talent here. So this is you know, this guy Pat Wiley never gets out of Central Wisconsin, and he's got a. You know, he keeps his family intact. You know, he's got a life and a family, and he's found balance. And I think that's kind of you know what it's about. You know, it's not about getting rich and famous. It's keeping them as balanced as you can as we get through the maze of life. So this is a song that he wrote. It's called the Barred Owl Waltz. Now there's somebody here. Doug, who's a birder, so I don't want you to answer this. Because you probably know, but what does a barred owl say?
Who cooks for you?
Who cooks for you? That is right. That's right, and that's your part. We're gonna hope you're gonna sing tonight because singing is good on so many levels. This is the Barred Owl Waltz by Pat Wiley. Out on the front porch, under the stars, far from the city lights, noise in the cars, with the crickets and the tree frogs and the whippoorwill calls, we dance to the barred owl waltz. Here you go. Who cooks for you? That's what the barred owl said. Who cooks for you? It's a pine wood serenade. Who cooks for you? We echo their call as we dance to the barred owl waltz. Well, we seldom see them, but we know when they're there, for their voices drift sweetly on the cool forest air, through an ocean of trees, to our front porch dance hall, where we sway to the barred owl waltz. Who cooks for you? That's what the barred owls say. Who cooks for you? It's a pine wood serenade. Who cooks for you? We echo their call as we dance to the barred owl waltz. Well, they ask the same question of us every night. Can it be they've grown tired of eating raw mice? Maybe we should invite them to our next barbecue. They can dance to the barred owl too. Who cooks for you? That's what the barred owl said. Who cooks for you? It's the pine wood serenade. Who cooks for you? We echo their call as we dance to the barred owl waltz. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? That's the Southern barred owl. So here's a song, I don't know how many people have ever seen the Peter and Lou Berryman out of Madison. Wonderful, wonderful songwriters and singers. And here's a song of theirs. Like we said, we just got out of the UP, and as we travel around the country, I mean, people think of us as Midwesterners as exotic. You know, it's like most people, they might get to Minneapolis, Chicago, Madison, but they don't tend to get up to the UP. And so there's a language barrier up there, and that you have to be aware of, and we do this as a public service to help people out. Hope you don't mind when an old man sings, helps me to keep my mind on things. When I go where the animals thrive, I sing this song on the treacherous drive. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. That's your part. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. At dawn in fields and carnivorous groves, bucks and does come alive in droves. Just when you think that the coast is clear, there in the road is the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. In venison land as the day goes by, deer lay low while the sun is high. Sun goes down, night draws near, twilight brings out the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. Bucks bed down where the tall grass grows. Fawns day does when the does does here, does there, and those are the habits of the white-tailed deer. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere. Dem deer dare here, dem deer dare dare, here dare dare dare, everywhere.
Woo, thanks, Bennett.
Let's see where it is.
Okay.
So, yes, we've been going 50 years, but there are institutions and singers that have been going longer than us, and one of them is a show called Bound for Glory. Bound for Glory, Ithaca, New York, started 1967, and they do about, 45 weeks a year, every Sunday night, and have live people on to sing and broadcast. And so we were playing there once, and we did this song,
Live radio.
which I said, my mom, this is from the first movie my mom ever took my sister and I to, The Sound of Music, and we did this song, and the phone rings, like at the desk, and Phil Shapiro, who runs the show still, started the show, runs the show still, picked it up, and he said, "David, it's your sister." I said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "Anything wrong?" And then he said, "No, she says you're wrong about that song." So
We went to lots of movies.
we went to lots of movies. You know, and it's she's probably right. So, we learned down in Chicago, part of the story, that this was, Sound of Music was written by Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it was going to open on Broadway, and Theodore Bikel was playing the captain, and they didn't have a song for him, you know, like worldwide famous folk singer, and so they went to Oscar Hammerstein, who was literally in the hospital dying, and they said, "Can you write one more song?" And this is the one he wrote. What a song to have as a swan song. Yeah. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you read me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to me. Blossom of snow may bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, my homeland forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to meet me. Thoughts of most obey and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. I'm sitting in a railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On tour, one night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand. Every stop is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, with my thoughts escaping home, with my music's playing home, with my own heart's waiting silently for me. Every day is an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories. Every street whose face I see reminds me that I want to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Home, with my thoughts escaping home, with my music's playing home, with my heart's waiting silently for me. Tonight I'll sing my songs again, I'll play the game and pretend. All my words strip back to me, shades of mediocrity, like emptiness and harmony. I need someone to comfort me. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home, where my eyes waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
Such old friends those songs are. Sure. Oh, that's what Jeremy and Lynn was. This is one of my favorite David songs.
You know,
So
childhood.
many.
Childhood I think it's tough because you don't have any experience to fall back on. So things that happen for you are like happening for the first time. And yeah, like when they take you to the doctor and you get a needle. It's like, what? So I wrote this song as kind of a hope for hoping for kids to get a little piece of grace in there when things go bad, and I dedicate this to all the children who've been stolen out of the Ukraine by the Soviets and have disappeared into Russia. No, they aren't Soviets anymore. They're Russian. It's like tens of thousands of kids have disappeared, and it's. I mean, there's a lot that's newsworthy these days, but that also is. in the heart of the winter. The year I turned 10, my father, he took sick and died. With a scratchy old farm, 6 kids and lean times, Mama fought pretty hard to get by. Spring was turning into summer, when a man came traveling through. Said he'd work till the harvest was all stored away, and that meals in a room it would do. It was that over the banks, so my mom signed him on. His name it was Jeremy Brown. On the front porch we'd gather when dinner was done, and the evening was settling down. And he'd tell us his stories of travel, sing of old friends and places he'd been. And he mended our hearts on those long summer nights, taught me to smile once again. He'd sing, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry, how I've cried. But the answers, they'll come by and by. He worked hard as 2 men, was quick with a grin, though a distance remained in his eyes. And he never did say why he took to the road, and we knew well enough not to cry. But he understood how I was feeling, or at least to me, that's how it seemed. And late in the night, as I lay in my bed, his songs they run through my dreams, singing, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry, how I've cried. But the answers, they'll come by and by. October it came, the last corn was in, and Jeremy packed up to go. Heading down south was about all he would say. If he'd be back, he just didn't know. But I understood how I was feeling. But I think that I knew when he held me, when somehow I could smile through the tears. But if I needed a friend, I would find him again in the song that I've sung all these years. I sing, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry, how I've cried. And the answers, they've come by and by. There's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry, how I've cried. And the answers, they've come by and by.
David Tanny Levitch,
So,
was it the whole song?
you know, I've been involved in folk music for a long time, and I became an agent and manager in in the early 80s and represented a lot of people from Red House Records, Peter Strichko, and a lot of people you know, Greg Brown, and all the venues were saying, how are we going to get younger people into the audience? And I just recently had the same conversation. How are we going to get younger people in? But I'm glad to see there are younger people here, younger than us.
Thank you very much.
And thank you. Yeah, it's a struggle. Things have got, they evolve, ebb and flow. But this song was written by two of them. They were in their 20s, I think, back in 2017 when the Women's March happened on Washington. And it was so thrilling. Not only did I know my daughter was in there at her first protest ever, so I was kind of choked up by that. She said, "Dad, we only moved a block and a half the whole time. It was so great." But we were driving east. We had shows in New England that weekend. But all along the Ohio Turnpike, there were all of these cars with signs and all these pink hats. And we went into a rest stops and it was like a revival meeting. I mean, it just seems to me that the heart and conscience of the country was heading for Washington, and it was being led by the women. It was great. So this song was written by a guy named Brian Claflin and his singing partner Ellie Grace, and they sang it. I heard it, you can find it on YouTube. They were singing in the Utah State Capitol during that protest. Looks like it might be a hard road. I'm gonna walk it with you. And I know you might have a heavy load, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice, stand my ground. Looks like it might be a hard road. I'm gonna walk with you. And it looks like it might be a long night, but I ain't going nowhere. And I know it's gonna be a hard fight, but I will stay right here. I will shine a light in the darkest hour. I will face the man in the tallest tower. Looks like it might be a long night, but I ain't going nowhere. I will work, I will fight, I will start in the name of love. I will speak, I will shout, I will sing it to the skies above. Well, it looks like it might be a perilous climb, but I will follow your lead. And I know it's gonna be a long time till the last one of us is free. I will hold on tight, stay by your side. I will be with you for the whole damn ride. Well, it looks like it might be a perilous climb, but I will follow your lead. And it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. And I know you might have a heavy load, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice, stand my ground. It looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. I'm gonna walk it with you, yeah. I'm gonna walk it with you. I will walk, I will climb, shine my light the whole night through. 'Cause it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. So last time we were through here, we continued on up to Minneapolis, where we played with Peter Yarrow, and
We were lucky to play with Peter Yarrow for 10 years, at least on my agenda. And the last time we played with them was maybe Duluth or Kent, Ohio, during the memorial for the students at Kent State. And he was just as inspiring as he possibly could be. It was an honor to share his stage and share his harmonies, for sure.
this is a song we did with him every night, though it's our own version of this song. And a lot of people can't believe that they have to march again. What we gotta do? If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, hammer in the evening, over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out the love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land. And if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening, over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out the love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land. And if I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out the love between my brothers and my sisters. Over this land. I've got a hammer,
I got a hammer,
I've got a bell,
oh, I got a bell.
I've got a song to sing
All
all
over this land,
It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom, it's a song about love between
my brothers and my sisters, all over this land.
It's the hammer of justice, it's the bell of freedom,
It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters,
over this land,
all over this land,
all over this land. So, you know, I wrote this in November of 2004 after the presidential election, and I was not very happy about it because I thought politics had gotten just so ugly, and And I said to myself, you know, boy, politics has gotten so ugly, how's it going to get any worse? But I wanted to,
What year?
2004.
Wow.
2004. But we were on our way to play for a really sweet little folk music society up in the thumb of Michigan. And I wanted to give them something hopeful. So I wrote this song to try to find a common ground beyond politics and beyond religion. It's called Ours is a Simple Faith. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the run we tell. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. No room in this heart for fear. No judgment day drawing near. Trust that inner voice you hear every day. Life's not a goal or race. It's about heart and faith and living a life of grace every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. What is the ground we to make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Live in the mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day.
Sing that in church, it's really nice. Oh, I don't know what you got. He's changed it all around.
It's too city.
The other night, we made every night we ever played, we make a set list. No sets are the same, no shows are the same. David has all of these set lists from 50 years of singing together, all in little books in a row. Just so we don't repeat, I guess.
Yeah.
The other day, he changed the set list in the second song. I gotta be a record, David.
It's okay.
Well, it's hard times in this winter city. The fall and the snow kind of makes it look pretty. Colored lights, Christmas coming on. Well, they shine like stars and then they're gone. Sidewalk echoes full of restless feet that are keeping time with that city beat. Old Joe's got a steel guitar, used to make his living playing in the bars. Now he spends his time at the park, playing for nickels from dawn to dark. Night finds him sleeping out on the street. Well, he's just a part of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky, that dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk. Somewhere in the middle of the pavement I walk. Somebody's singing next block down. I can't hear the words, but there's joy in that sound. And past the dark edge of sorrow, it smiles like a friend, and it lifts my feet as I get moving again. Melody lingers, it's both bitter and sweet, singing out the rhythm of that city beat. Too little hope, too little sky, but dreams are the wings on which we fly. And the alleys they whisper, the neighborhoods talk, and somewhere in the middle of the pavement I walk. Well, the morning's hazy, full of fog and steam. It swirls and disappears like some elusive dream. And the city fills in a long, deep breath, and it takes you in and you do your best. The story's always changing as it plays and repeats, and it keeps in time with that city beat. Shenandoah, I long to see you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you away. I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. I've traveled this wide world over, away, you rolling river. For 7 years I've been a rover. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, you rolling river. For her I've crossed the sparkling water. Away, bound away across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you. Away, I'm bound away across the wide Missouri.
That's folks. Music right there. Okay.
So, yeah, I always do this song when I come to the cities in honor of my friend Bob Feldman. Some of you may have known him. He's been gone for a while now. He founded Red House Records here in the 80s, and it went on to become one of the I don't know. It could arguably said to have been the most important singer-songwriter label of the '90s and aughts. It was just a tremendous label here that we were very fortunate to be on for a couple of albums. So this is the song he liked. It's called "Part of Me Remembers." I'm not asking much, you don't have to call or keep in touch. I don't expect you to live anyway. There's something left, though it's mostly over. A few more lines, a little older, and a bed that's all your own at the end of the day. Part of me remembers summer wine, winter's embers, and the laughter of the children as they play. All my friends tell me forget it, there's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers anyway. Well, it's sad how blind we are to things gone wrong, till they've gone too far, and there's nothing that can set them straight again. And it's a funny place to stand, worn out hearts and empty hands, with your best friend there, but still too far away. Part of me remembers summer wine, winter's embers, and the laughter of the children as they play. All my friends tell me forget it, there's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers anyway. Well, I'm no longer feeling sad, but old regrets are just as bad. They waste your time with little in return. That's not to say I don't remember, but it's like the sun in late November that tries to warm you through the cold, but all the while it's getting old. Part of me remembers the summer wine and winter's embers, and the laughter of the children as they played. All my friends tell me forget it, there's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers anyway. All my friends tell me forget it. There's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers anyway.
Well, this is a high school reunion song. Dave's going to tell you a little bit more, but
I don't know. I graduated in 1970. Like, there are people here who haven't had their 50th reunion yet. And congratulations. And no, I went to the 10-year reunion, and all the people I wanted to see weren't there, and all the people I didn't want to see were there, and they were just the same as in high school. It was like, so I wasn't interested in the 20th or 25th or 40th, but it came time for the 50th, and I thought, well, maybe I'll go. So, but that was 2020, and that was COVID. So they canceled it, and they canceled it in 2021, and 2022 I couldn't go, and when they had it. So, but somebody sent me a photo. And there were like these 75 people under this, outdoor awning, and I looked at all these people, and I said, who are they? I mean, it's like, I recognize one, and that's because I've kept up with it, but it was very... but this is a song by John Gorka, who is... been part of the Minnesota music community for many years.
when we did the show here last year, he was sitting over there. It was kind of scary to do a John Gorka song in front of John Gorka. It was, yeah, blood pressure time.
No, I didn't drink. I didn't sleep a wink. Last night, I went back in time. There was a party, the reunion kind. The boys were all in ties. Some were in disguise. The hairlines and the frames of men were not as I remembered them. It didn't matter much that we never kept in touch. Talk of work filled the in-between, back to the time when we were 17. Here's the faded blue and gold, and here's to you, my friends. We're all right now, we're all right then, we'll be all right again. There was a book of names and pictures of the same, and I saw familiar ones among the names that are forever gone. And time had not undone the girls I had crushes on, though all of them are married now. I found my heart was working anyhow. I laughed and reminisced with the girls I never kissed. The school years were not all misspent, and the good times were no accident. Here's the girls who danced with me, who never did back then. You made my night, you held me tight, and you stayed until the end. Here's the faded blue and gold, and here's to you, my friends. You're alright now, we're alright then, we'll be alright again. We're alright now, you're alright then, we'll be alright again. We're going to do one more song, and before we quit, and say thank you all for coming. So we do have some CDs on the back table.
And marbles.
Marbles.
David makes
So-
marbles.
Yeah, so these are marbles that I participated in making. I'm part of a team that made these marbles down in West Virginia. I used to go down a couple times a year, and it was great. I'm a marble historian, and if anybody has marbles at home and want any information about them, I might be
He's a
able to-
rock star in the marble field. Sounds very niche, but there's more marbles for sale on eBay than anything else. David came back from Dan's Antiques in Ironwood this morning. Was that this morning? Yesterday?
Yesterday.
And he had a bag full of little plastic bags full of 12, 15, I don't know how many in each bag, $7, $6, $9, $12, who knows the difference. But he had about 20 of these bags. And I said, this is different than normal. And his eyes were big and wide. So he started showing me the bags. He said, this is a $40 marble. This is a $60 marble. This is a $30 marble, and all these. There were some beautiful. He said it was the Holy Grail. He's never seen a.
A score like
he
that.
scored.
Yes.
And he has 5 million marbles. So what's a few more?
I have 500,000 marbles.
Oh, 500,000.
I'm
Sorry.
glad to be
Five.
giving them away. The ones in the bowls, take them if you want. And they're really beautiful ones, very fun to do. And
They're very beautiful.
I can tell you more about it if you want. So this is a song we've been doing for all our 50 years, written by a man from Milwaukee named Richard Kinney. I don't know how many people remember the Extemp, the coffee house Extemp here. Yeah, it was that was a place. That was the first place we ever played in town here. And there was, that one time they put out an album back when vinyl was being done. It still is, but and the same thing was done down in Rockford, Illinois, at a place called Charlotte's Web. They had a coffee house, they had all these performers in. They made a record, and this was this is one of the songs. It's called Mother Lode. I've got beggars on the trail, leaning a ragged rail to hold me while I'm nailing again. If I think in code, find that mother lode, I'll be back on again. You may know me when I get west, and I give you a song, and I'm gone with the rest. Same place in the corner, leave the key by the door, now we'll meet in jubilation, be returning for some more. but your face is froze across. Long ago been frosted over, and it looks unreal. When I doubt your mind, I'm pulled along by a kind of spirit, and it makes me feel. You may know me when I've been blessed, and I give you a song, and I'm gone with the rest. Same place in the corner, leave the key by the door, and I will leave in jubilation. We return for some more. Now I've got pickers on my trail, leaning a ragged railing to hold me while I'm laying again. And if I think in cold, find that mother love of me back on again. You may know me when I've been blessed, and I give you a song, and I'm gone with the rest. Same place in the corner, leave the key by the door, I'm leaving jubilation. We're returning for some more.
So nice of you to join us tonight. Thank you again, Richard, for this last minute concert.
Thank you, Doug and Andrew.
Wow, Doug, we love you so much. Everybody, we look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
Help
Glenn.
yourself to the marbles. Glenn,
Thank you.